I get so emotional talking about this. It gets really hard not to cry. Hello, ladies. Welcome to Her Next Chapter, where we dive in on the series called Surrender and See, a journey back to yourself in 21 days. So today is our opener of the 21-day challenge, and we're focusing on your back. But are you home? Let me tell you what this is not. This is not a content series. This is a soft return back to you, a sacred invitation to surrender and see. Surrender the pressure, surrender the perfection, surrender the roles that you've been trapped in as an affluent wife, mother, boss, leader, entrepreneur, whatever it is, but you're a leader and you have impact and influence. So, and you carry a lot of weight. You are highly efficient, proficient. People call on you in all areas of your life. Your husband calls on you for your excellence. Your children call on you for your excellence, and you're an excellent in both of those, and as well as in the workplace. And the affluence of what that brings you in both respect and entitled and monetarily can be overwhelming. So this is a space to allow you to see what emerges when peace has space to speak. Each day, we'll center in and reflect. And today, we'll start with reentry, because you may be home, but are you actually here? I know you've taken many trips. Coming back from any trip, especially solo travel, reveals more than we expect. You return to your life, but your life doesn't always match the clarity you found when you were away. Maybe I'm just talking about myself. So let's pause. Today, you will ask yourself, what surprised you when you walked back through your own front door? What felt off the moment the bags hit the floor? What do you feel yourself slipping back into that no longer fits? Today's opening challenge isn't just about awareness, it's about honesty. Honesty is how you protect the woman you want to be and the woman who came back or comes back with new eyes. You don't know me yet, but you have carried the weight that I help women finally put down. Hi, my name is Brandy Sheffield, the founder and owner of Kinfolk Travel Concierge, and a fellow high-achieving woman who once lost herself inside of life that looked perfect on paper. For almost 25 years, I lived at the highest levels of leadership, delivering excellence at every turn, while quietly unraveling inside of my own life. I spent years holding everyone else together, teams, schools, families, visions, but had no space left to hold myself. Travel was my unexpected entry point into healing, the doorway to self-awareness, restoration, and the reclamation of my peace. It gave me permission to choose myself again without surrendering my excellence. Now, through Kinfolk Travel Concierge, I curate transformative travel experiences for women like us, the ones who serve endlessly, lead masterfully, achieve spectacularly, and finally are ready to protect the two most precious things that we have left, our sanity and our relationships. This is a space for the woman who is brilliant, capable, respected, and starting to ask herself, what about me? You don't have to lose what makes you extraordinary to find what makes you whole. You just have to give yourself permission to see what's waiting for you. I invite you to surrender and see what's possible for your healing through travel. If I was in therapy with my therapist right now, I know what she would ask me. Brandy, can you remember a time you came home from a trip, maybe even a trip you took with others, where you knew deep down you should have gone alone? What was happening at that time? What made you override your own need for rest and clarity? What was the cost? And as a therapist normally is, she'd be right to ask me all those questions, and I'd be irritated that she asked me this question and I have to pause and think. So I hope you're enjoying the conversation so far and that it is a place where you feel seen and you feel heard. I know I needed it. I wish this conversation existed when I was in the thick of depression, to be honest with you. But did you know that there are so many safe places to travel solo? I got you. I'm designing 4 trips for solo travel, but not alone, to just surrender, right? And find that restoration and healing that we all need. And so when I say solo, but not alone, you're going to go solo. We're going to leave the husband and we're going to leave the kids. But there'll be other solo women, wives and mothers on the trip. But don't worry. This is not going to be some overly scheduled vacation where we have to be together all day. We're going to have dinner together. We're going to have these exciting things. No, no, no. You will be on your own time and your own schedule because that is what you need. Healing. There'll be a recommendation of things for you to do around the healing. Each place that I have chosen has some amazing, luxurious restoration practices for the individual person, whether it be your eating, your exercising, massages, breath work, at little adventure things that you can do. Heck, or just be quiet and stay in your room and sleep, because you probably need to do that too. So the trips are coming up, but if you're interested and you want to know more, just drop on the link and get on the contact list. So when I have them ready, I can send them out to you. All right, see ya. In 23 summer, I planned a family trip for the 6 of us, my husband and our 4 children, to travel and take a family trip. I used a travel agent and she helped me get everything planned and taken care of. My first sign that I probably should not have gone on the trip or even planned the trip for the family was I had no joy in planning the trip and thinking about the trip and anything. Now, this trip had good meaning, right? So I wanted to start planning family trips where my children could see themselves in the world. No space bigger than what they see in their community, at school, at the grocery store. See themselves in other countries and understand the history and the legacy of who they are in this world and the impact and relationships we have, right? That because they're another country, we have direct impact on each other. So I wanted to start travel with my family for that reason, as well as like give my children, new experiences. But I was in the height of depression. I couldn't name that at the time. I just knew I was unhappy with almost everything around me. So planned the trip anyway, and we traveled in July. We went to New York, DC, Virginia, did all of the African American monumental things. We went to a Broadway play, had all of the experiences connecting the children to history. We then went to Haiti, Barbados, and Jamaica. It was a cruise, so it was just the easiest way to get to all those spaces in a short amount of time. Again, did all of the history lessons while we were there, took the children to all of the different things. And also, they had a blast, had a lot of, all of the water stuff, or whatever. But I can tell you why I was miserable the entire trip. For July, we were gone. I did not enjoy myself. It is not I remember the trip, but it is not a trip that I would put in my joy bucket. I had a huge blowout with one of my children. And I definitely did not have the space to allow a 17-year-old newly emerging young adult the emotional space that they needed, because I was drowning myself. That was another like ping. I should not have planned this family trip. I was in no space to be on a family trip. I needed to go somewhere and rest for myself. And when we came back, you would think, oh, we had a great time. People were just talking about it. They're on this high. It was like we parted ways. It was like we came home and back to business as usual, right? And so the cost was, of course, I like all the things that I felt. They was ungrateful. All this money I done spent to take us, for July to travel, 6 of us, and all that I had to do to prepare for us to get there, to not have work on my plate load, and just all those different things. And in the end, I did not come back healthy or happy. And in fact, I went even deeper into depression. It was very shortly after that trip that I could name that I was depressed. So that was the moment where I realized family travel is not the same as healing travel. Not at all. And that I needed to choose myself. I wish somebody would have seen me, heard me, paid attention to all that was happening, and told me, don't do it. Just take a solo trip. I might not have listened, or it might have pinged my interest, but at least the seed would have been planted. So I'm planting the seed for you. This challenge is your permission. No, it's not your permission. It's your invitation. It's not just 21 days of questions. It's 21 days of unraveling who you've had to be, what you hold, so that you can rebuild as who you really are and let go of all of the pressures that build up because of the high capacity women that we are. Reentry doesn't have to mean reinserting yourself back into what you've outgrown. It can mean softly adjusting the edges of life to hold on to your clarity. And it can start today. And today's task, the reentry check-in, here are 3 things for you. 1, sit in a quiet space. No distractions, no noise. That might be the shower, your car, the closet, outside in the garage. Go if everybody's in the house, just drive to the park. Just sit in a quiet space. No distractions, no noise. Number 2, you're gonna ask yourself, what about my life feels misaligned with the clarity I found while I was away, or is misaligned with the clarity I seek for myself? And number 3, you're going to write down 3 things that you feel like a no, not now, even if it used to be yes. Here's an example. My daughter would wake me up all hours of the night for the smallest of silliest things. Mama, I thought I heard something. Mama, my knee hurts. Mama, I need some water. Mama, can you make me some tea? And because she's my baby girl, I would get up and attend to her everything. And it played such a toll on just my emotional well-being, not only just the drawing out constantly of giving to someone else, and now my sleep is interrupted and I can't get back to sleep, and I be irritated. So I stopped that. That would be a thing I'd put on the list. No, no more. No. I'm not gonna, and I stopped allowing that little girl to wake me up in the middle of the night. And we put parameters around it and all that. All right, so you write down your 3 things that are just no, you're gonna stop doing, even if they used to be yes. Then you're gonna circle one of them, and that's gonna be your reentry flag. That's where you're gonna begin reclaiming your peace. Now, if you're one of these people, here's your bonus. Light a candle. I like that. Play some music. I like that. And make this a sacred reflection when you're thinking about it. Like, encapsulate yourself in this space while you are making your list of things that you are gonna stop doing in order to re-enter the way you want things to be. So surrender the need to rush. Don't be intellectual about this. Feel it, right? Because nobody else can get into your heart space of how you feel. See what God is showing you when you stop performing. That'll be a whole nother conversation. So I know how hard it is and can be to come back from a trip with clarity like I did. I came back knowing things just weren't right and how I needed them to be, and return to people who don't understand it, because nobody understood. Nobody saw me and the pain that I was holding every day and the depression that I was living in. But that is why this challenge exists, because you're not alone in this. I've been there. I'm kind of still working my way through, but I'm, kind of 2 years down this journey, so I'm not in that same place anymore. And you're allowed to change. You're allowed to evolve. You're allowed to be different than what people expect of you. You're allowed to design your space, your existence, to be what you want it to be. But it does start with you. In the comments, I would love to hear, what's one thing that you're no longer willing to carry and hold as an old rhythm in your life? I know, that's why I'm pausing. Think about it and be real with yourself. Breathe. Be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications, because this isn't just a daily prompt. Tomorrow, we'll be talking about why the noise comes back so fast and how to keep your peace when it does. This is the start of your return. Just surrender and see